Hi guys, this is a video to explain how to make an animated kaleidoscope using Geogebra. So for this example, I'm going to be using Geogebra Online graphing tool, okay, which is a free one. You can just Google it and it comes up pretty quickly and easily. Alright, so the first step we're going to do is I'm going to get rid of these axes. Okay, so over on this graphics options, I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm actually going to get rid of the grid lines a bit later on too, just to make it look a bit nicer, but we'll do that later. Okay, so the next step is to, if you have, you possibly will not have all the options in this tool view. So click on more. Okay, we'll eventually need even more. It shows you all the tools that you've got available. So the first thing we're going to do is going to create 3 circles. Actually, I'm going to create 2 circles, and they can be wherever they want. In fact, the more different, the better. In fact, I'm going to use an ellipse, which is a type of oval, and I'm going to make it like this. Okay, so create 2 circles, 3 circles, ellipses. Okay, that's the first step. The next step we're going to do is to put some points on these circles. Okay, so get the basic tools and a point. Now I'm going to put them here. Doesn't actually matter where they go as long as they go on the circle line. Okay, so I'm going to put one here, and one here. One on each of the circles there. Okay, so what we're going to do, these 3 points are going to form a triangle eventually, and I'm going to animate them. Okay, so they're going to rotate around each of these paths individually, and it's going to make this triangle move around. So the next step is we're going to animate these points. Alright, so right down the bottom here is this button tool. Okay, so click on that, and anywhere in here, doesn't matter where, we're going to call this start. Alright, it's going to be my start button. In this box that says Geogebra script, I want you to type in start animation. Okay, and in brackets, we're going to put those points we just wrote, and it has to be exactly, and it has to be in uppercase. So G, H, and I. Okay, so this is going to start our points moving. So hopefully, I press OK. In fact, it wasn't G, H, and I, it was H, I, and J, so I have to go back in there and just fix that up. So it doesn't matter which order it is, as long as they're the right ones. Okay, so I right-clicked on that and went into scripting there. Okay, in that little option. So hopefully, when I press, in fact, I'm not going to do start just yet. I'm going to put a stop button in as well. So stop. All right, once we start it, we need to be able to stop it again. Okay, so in this little box, we're going to write start animation, and instead we're going to write false. I think it has to be in capitals, but it wouldn't hurt doing it like that. Let's just see, and you have to spell it right too. Start animation false. Okay, so that's going to stop our animation. So let's have a look, see if that works. Doesn't like. Okay, so the start button works. See all those points moving around the circles, but my stop button doesn't. It didn't like it when I said. Uppercase, doesn't like that, so just put it in lowercase and go exit. Hopefully that will now stop it. Okay, so start and stop. Start and stop. Okay, it works better in the other version of Geogebra actually. So let's just make our, let's pull it back here. Now what we're going to do is create the polygon. Okay, so let's get our polygon tool. Here it is. We're going to create a polygon between those 3 points we just created. Okay, now when I press start, you should see this thing moving around and creating a dynamic triangle that we are going to now stop. Okay, now before we do that, we don't actually need to see these other objects. So what you can do is, if you right click on it, you can actually have these options to hide them. Okay, so I think, let's see, show object. Alright, so you can turn them off. Okay, so you actually do this. Click on all these bits that you don't need. Actually, let's leave the points there because it's quite interesting to see what happens when we move them around. What we are going to do now is create some other triangles rotated about a point. So what we need is a point to rotate around. So it can be anywhere. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to remember point K is my rotation. Okay, so let's go back down here to rotate around a point. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use this rotation tool and we're going to select our triangle and point K. I want to rotate 45 degrees anti-clockwise. Okay, so as you can see, it creates another shape, and what you might notice is if you I can't move any of those points yet. Alright, if I start this animation, it will animate those triangles. Okay, so I'm going to stop it back here, and I'm going to rotate this a few more times, so I've got 6 more that will complete a whole circle. Okay, so rotate around a point, and it's quite easy. Just click the last one you did, go OK, OK, I'll just in turn, and they're all going to rotate around point K. Okay, and what you will find now is we have 8 identical triangles that will rotate around. Now what I can do is, because this is all dynamic, I can change where point K is. I can overlap them, and it will give me this quite nice patterns, I reckon. So if you stop that, let's just stop it somewhere where we can see it. So there's all built off this one triangle that we started at the start. So you can actually move triangles around as well with these points. That's why I left them in there. So depending on where you move these, your triangle can change. Now the other thing you can do is to give these different colors. Where's my color button? There it is. So I can make that red. I can make that. Where's my color button? There's lots of different colors in here, and a couple of different ways you can do it too. So work around with your colors. I like green, purple, light blue maybe, grey even. I'll make one more. What have I used? Orange. Okay, so there we go. Let's try that again, and let's start it. Okay, so looks quite nice, I reckon. The other thing you can do, I'll just move this out so we can sort of, is you can turn all these points off. So once you're happy with where your triangle is, let's stop it for a second there. All these points you can turn off. Alright, so if you go around here, you can do show object and turn off. Really all you want is the shapes. So yeah, have a go at that and make your own kaleidoscope. See if you can follow the steps.